Okay, back to work here on the cottage. So today's main goal is to trim out the edges, or the eaves I should say. I'll give you a better look at what we're doing. Oh, here's the eaves underneath the building. They're in okay shape, you know, for the age. There's a bunch of these little trim pieces that would have gone over the boards. I'll give you a quick look at one of those. So there you could see a piece of trim and two pieces of missing trim where you see gray, and that gray is the original color of the building. So at some point in the past it was painted white, but that's the original color, that gray. Anyway, so 3 strips per bay at these roof joists or roof rafter ends. And so there's one that looks like that's one's missing just the inner one. So got a bunch of these to do. And I mean a bunch of these to do. So I've got, I think, most of them or all of them pre-cut here. I've got a few originals that are still kicking around. I'll try to use those as I can. But yeah, I'm going to be at this for a while. Okay, I didn't do a lot of filming of me doing all that trim underneath the eaves of the building. It was extremely tedious. It was extremely boring. It was just up and down these ladders 100 times. Every one of those little pieces of trim is a different length. And even the ones that were the same length at one time are not the same length now because those little roof rafters have twisted and bowed over the years. So yeah, nothing straight, you know, just dealing with that. But it's done now. I probably got another week of prep work, unfortunately. I was really hoping to get this thing painted this weekend, but it has just been slow going. It took me 6.5 hours just to do the trim under the eaves, just up and down this ladder. So it is what it is. I'm not going to rush it at this stage because, you know, I've already put this much work into it. All right, break time. Okay, back to work here in the cottage. Throughout the week, I've been filling little cracks or knots or little stuff in the siding, and then I worked on the eaves, getting all that little tiny trim under there done, and now it is on to pressure wash. Now, pressure wash shouldn't be that big on this building because really there's not a lot left that's got a lot of paint left on it. Just really around the eaves is going to be the main spot where I pressure wash. Yeah, that's a problem. Well, I guess that does it for pressure washing today. Okay, we're all prepped and ready to go. As you can probably hear, I'm a little under the weather, but today is today, whether I'm sick or not. Paint. So I did not show any of the caulking or sanding or any of that stuff because I was bored as hell doing it. I can't imagine watching somebody else do it. So I'm going to start around the back of the building, and we'll see how far we get. Okay, first coat is on. It's a couple days later, and finally the weather has cooperated to the point where I can try to get a second coat. Probably not going to film shooting a second coat because it's going to look exactly like the first coat, and you're not even going to see the building change colors. So didn't seem to be much of a point in doing that. And so the rest of this trim later on, after I'm done with the second coat, it'll be painted a slightly darker shade of gray, just so that it pops a little bit more. But I like the color. I think it turned out nice. Alright, to work. Alright, here it is. 2 coats. Done. Overall, I'm very happy with the way things have turned out. Knock on wood, I did not fall. I did not get seriously injured. And the paint job, I think, looks reasonable. I like the color. Yeah, this is a big step. There's a nice beauty shot. I don't know if I've said this before, but at the very peak of the roof, I mean, that's 30 feet off the ground. So it is not easy to work up there. But it's done. Alright. Thanks everybody for watching.